So how can you leverage hooks and images to boost your client acquisition? Let's say at least the first part, which is attention and curiosity. This is one of the biggest things that I work with my clients as soon as we start working on, because it makes a whole difference on organic marketing. And if you're not getting qualified leads, it means that you are not using hooks properly and you are not using the right images properly as well. Now, this topic, of course, is very complex. There's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different perspectives, but I'm going to simplify this as much as possible so that every single one of you guys that are interested in the guide can understand the concept and then apply it to your own unique situation, right? So the very first thing that we want to understand is that the market, getting leads or not, is about people, okay? So everything is about people. And let me see here. This is how can I change the width of this thing? Does it need to be this? But anyway, everything is about people. Let's just do this. Everything is about people, and people are driven by emotions, right? Then desires, right? Desires what they want, and there's then the logical thing that they know. Okay, so everything goes between these in multiple different states. Okay, there's not like a specific sequence that everyone goes through, at least that I know of, because I haven't studied psychology. So maybe if you did, and if you know better, maybe you know something more than I do. But at the end of the day, emotions lead most people's actions. Desires lead what they pay attention to. And then the logical part, what they believe to be logical to go to the next route, is where they are going to pay most attention to and believe it more. Okay, so everything is interconnected, and we want to understand that we utilize these in the hook, of course, and then the image, so that we can start getting more qualified leads. Okay, qualification is all about getting these dialed in, done. Okay, and I'm going to help you do it through Claude or GPT, whatever you use, and also through an image generator software. So let's go ahead and take it one step at a time. Now, what is a hook? A hook is something that captivates attention. That's the very first thing, is attention. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to understand that attention has a frame of a second and a half, something like that. Okay, so it needs to be something that it's very, very fast. It cannot be something extensively elaborate. It needs to be something very, very fast. This is why, for example, you have those commercials, like, for example, this image where you can see naked waitress flirt with you. Now, that captures your attention. Of course, I'm not judging here anything. But if you take a quick look at it, it's the naked truth about our waitress is the only flirt with you to get better tips. Anyway, it changed the meaning. This was not the image that I was looking for, but I paused the video, I tried to look for the image, and it just took too much time, so whatever. At the end of the day, you need to capture people's attentions in very, very, very fast. So the first hooks, the hooks are very important for that, for attention. But also, there's a sequence that gets people to stay a little bit longer, okay? Then you have attention, and you can boost curiosity. Curiosity is one of the most important things as well to make people stay. So this is why a lot of copywriters, they go for attention, and then they lead heavily with curiosity more than desire. Although desire is also there, but the desire of the goal usually comes next. Okay, so you have this sequence, and there's more to it, which is you can. But here we start adding different frameworks and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna get into that. But at the end of the day, attention, half a second or 1 second and a half. Curiosity is gonna get you another 15 seconds. Desire is going to get you another 15 seconds. So this way you retain their attention. So this is to get people to stop. This is to get people to stay for a long time, okay? But we are only going to analyze this one for now. So far, everything cool? Because then the image is also a very important subject. The hook is what they read. So reading has a lot more effort, has a lot more energy spent than an image. Okay, this is why you say like an image is worth 1,000 words, because through an image, visually, you can get a lot more information than you much faster than you would reading it. Okay, so this is less effort. You just need to use the right kind of image, and then you're good. Now, for images, there's a lot of different things. I'm not going to get into too much detail here, but at the end of the day, an image should be something that has good contrast from the place where people are looking at, what they are analyzing. So, for example, when we are analyzing the scroll, let's see, I'm seeing this in light mode. Does this image strike attention? Probably not, right? Okay, because it's white, it's mainly light, so it blends in. Does this image strike attention? A lot more, because it doesn't blend in. Then does this image strike attention? Does this grab attention? Does this image grab attention? So you want to make sure that you analyze the image and you ask yourself the question like, does it grab attention? Okay, and then from that you want to understand. Okay, it grabs attention because there's something there that grabs us. But then, are we? Okay, contrast, attention. Then, are we connecting it to the main message that we want to share? And the main messages can be several. The main messages can be goal, could be, goal, desire, whatever you want to do. The main message could be, it could be connection. The main message could be, there's multiple different ones. You want to understand what is the main goal of your message here. So, for example, if you have a sign that says free beer, you want to have like a beer, right? Beer pouring in, right? And people are going to say, okay, this is related to beer. And then you can say free beer. And now people can see, okay, free beer, I want that, and then people read the smaller ones and all that stuff, okay? So this is the main thing that you want to do. That's why here I have an image of myself so people can identify my brand, and then I have big letters and icons that identify smaller contexts so people can understand what this is all about. So for example, if we analyze this image, we can very quickly see 60 minutes, Claude to VSLs. Done. And we can know that it's a content from me. So for those who don't know me, they start to know me. For those who already know me, they have an extra incentive. If they like me, they have an extra incentive to stop and pay more attention. Okay? So, and the main reason why I chose this one versus this one is because of readability here on the left side and this one. Not everything else. I actually prefer Claude here, but this one here is much easier, much harder to read than the other one. But this, we are getting into details, and this video is not too much about those details. Okay, we've been here for around 9 minutes, but we covered the basics of everything I'm going to share. Okay, so at the end of the day, if you want to simplify this, you want to make sure that emotions, desires, and logical is the main root of what you're going to write, because people connect with them. Then you want to understand that the hook needs to be straight to the point. Okay, it's not like it needs to go straight to the main message so that you can capture attention. Then it also needs to lead a little bit with curiosity so that you retain that attention. And then from there you keep writing your post. And then the images, they need to be very visually. They don't need to be appealing, but they need to have a good contrast between where you are posting them, and they need to be very, very simple to identify what is the purpose of this. Is this educational? Is this funny? Is this whatever type of post that's going to be? Okay, So how can we make this all work out? So this is the technical part. You can follow along if you want to. So let's go ahead and get started. The very first thing is you want to find a topic, and I'm going to use funnel builders as a customer avatar, by the way, and I'm going to use AI Funnelpreneur, which is my program, as the so funnel builders, and then the AI Funnelpreneur, which is one of my products where I teach AI extensively alongside with my wife, because she's a developer and I'm a funnel builder. So we both teach that stuff. So for the topic, we want to choose a topic. I'm going to say. So for the topic, for example, I'm going to talk about design, for example, design sales pages with AI. And now I want to understand from which point I'm going to, like, what is the specific thing that I'm going to be talking about this. So designing the sales page AI, I can say, for example, the best software to do the job. Okay, there's hundreds of different topics here, but I'm going to use this one. Okay, now then I want to understand the goal of the post. Okay, what do I want to accomplish with that? Maybe I just want to be educational, that's fine. But if I want to get leads, I want people to have a direction. I want people to want what I am delivering. Okay, so for people to want it, they need to have desire towards it, and it makes sense logical and emotionally. Okay, so for example, if I am creating something around best software to do images, okay, and I say it's Claude, for example, not to do images, to build a sales page, and I say it's Claude, I can give them something to get started, for example, right? So I can say, here's the structure that I follow, the framework that I follow from top to bottom to build a sales page, for example. And then I give them a cheat sheet, a PDF, where it's the beginning of the project, middle of the project, end of the project, and all the prompts that I use and all that stuff. That is something people would like to have, and it's something people will find it useful emotionally and logically, right? So the goal is to get leads, and to get leads, then is to have people need to want it, and I'm gonna do a PDF with the framework, for example. Okay, so this is what I need to think about, and at first it's complicated. You can ask help, ChatGPT, and etc. But then it becomes much easier. Like I do this in half a second these days. So it's much easier. The more you practice, the better. Okay, so we have this. Then we want to understand. Okay, we're going to do this. We want to understand that we need a good hook, and we need a good image. So we know the main thing. We know what captures people's what kind of things goes for the emotion, the desires, and the logical part. We understand the visual representation of the image because it's designing a sales page with AI, and the best is going to be, for example, Claude. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these together. Now, at first, creating hooks is challenging. So I have a list here. If you want this list, just comment below list and I'll send it over to you. Or if you are watching this on YouTube, it should probably be there. I have this list of different types of hooks, okay? And in order for you to make it easy, you just post these types of hooks, and then you say, these are types of hooks that I want to use, but for my specific audience and product. Make sure you learn about them, because I'll give you the next instructions later. Cool. Okay, and then you just send it, and there you go. Okay, so this is the first part where you send the types of hooks. Then here we have just a prompt. You don't need to use all this stuff, but if you want, you can use all this stuff. The most important thing is the input data, where you have the target audience. And I'm going to duplicate this. So the target audience is funnel builders using AI to build funnels. So funnel builders The core idea or offer is giving or sharing a framework to learn how to start building sales pages with AI. The key pain points, just let it be. He's going to fill it out. Desired outcome, it could be a comment list, and I'll send the framework. Okay, and then you have all these things. You don't touch those. Write it with roots. Okay, cool. So now we can grab this, or you can grab everything. It doesn't really matter. You can even add these things here. You just copy, and you just post it. So idea sharing framework. Also, okay. Also, how to and the best software, right? So the core idea is sharing the idea that Claude is the best software to build AI sales pages, and not what they use. I use it now. Then sharing a framework or not. Okay, list, comment list, all good. So I'm just gonna copy this. He understands it, cool. You drop it, and then you send it over. Okay, so it's like a couple minutes. When you do this, it's not even a couple minutes. It's gonna be faster. But you just drop it there, and that's all good. Okay. Now he's going to go ahead and and do his thing. I'm going to pause and come back when it's done. Well, actually, what we can do is we can start with this. So this is a sequence that I use for images. I have more tutorials about this. In AI for Entrepreneur, I have an extensive one with all the details. If you want to join us, feel free to do so. But basically what I do is I have a few thumbnails that I like. They are connected to this, but they are not really doing anything. This is just so I understand the types of thumbnails that I like and that I can use for references, but they are not doing anything. They are connected, but they are not doing anything. So here it's the prompt that I have. If you want to copy it, you can copy it. It's basically a cinematic high quality image. This is I start this almost always, of a man, and then I tag the man. So in this specific case, because I have my image connected, I have my image of a picture of myself connected, I always say who's the man, who's the person, right? That I want the image to look like. Position perfectly in the center or on the right or on the left or on top, whatever you want to do. Wearing a black hoodie, you can do green hoodie, whatever. With a small size words, AI for Entrepreneurs, stamped on it. It can be stamped, it can be, stitched. Stitched? I think it's stitched, right? Stitched. I think so. So, stitched on it. Sitting in a chair is what I mainly go for, but you can do whatever you want to do in the coffee shop, whatever, right? Resembling a Herman Miller against, and by the way, I use resembling because most of the times if you say a specific brand, some AIs don't like it, so just resembling by presses that. Against a semi-dark background, the man is running around. It doesn't really matter too much here. I have a bigger tutorial about that. All we want to do is we want to share the message, and because I know the message is right here, then this is what I want to change. The best AI software, the best AI for sales pages. These letters have a cool design, okay, etc. And now here I have a logo that something resembles fire and flames, okay? So here, instead of saying the man is throwing, the man is... we can say like going in the ball. The man is with his hand inside of a big bowl, glass bowl, where there are a lot of different logos of AI software, and he is picking one at a chance. I don't want this. So the man has a intriguing facial expression, and then we just send and then run from here. Okay, so when we run from here, I think I messed up, but let's see. I think I've added in the wrong place. Maybe not. Let's see. No, I didn't know. Okay, so he's going to go ahead and do his thing. The first thing he does is he goes for the assistant, and then he optimizes my prompt, and then he goes ahead and uses the different image generators that we have, and then creates it. In the meantime, Claude should have the hooks. Okay, so let's go ahead and analyze the hooks. Write a sales page that actually converts in 20 minutes. The template took 5 minutes. The copy take it. Okay, so now this is the copy. So probably I mentioned that the copy. Let's keep rolling. Your ISS page sounds generic. Yeah, so this is mainly about copy. I don't know why, but let me revise this. To build for builders. Okay, how to start. So probably he thought that I wanted copy. So I'm going to change that. What if you could head on offer and I get, okay, let's be more specific. Okay, and this is the part where you can, adjust it. Funnel builders, target funnel builders, focusing on design. Showing the idea that Claude is the best of the two. Design. High, great looking sales pages with AI. To design great sales page with AI. Okay, so probably this is gonna go better. So I'm just gonna copy. Okay, so now a different one. Set it over. Okay, so now he's going ahead and doing that. So you can see that I have various of them. Sometimes I go for one, sometimes I go for another, but these two usually are the best. GPT-2 usually does the best thing. So now he's right here. There's logos. Obviously, there's a few logos here that they're not really that great, but it works. All we want to do is we want to make sure that we understand the meaning. So the best AI pages, right? The best AI for sales pages. That's good. Very, straight to the point, done. We have AI for entrepreneur. We have a mug with AI for entrepreneur. AI loves to build these things. AI builds, you scale. If you want, you can remove those generic inspirational phrases. Just don't use any generic inspirational phrases or elements. Okay, and then we have that, all good. AI sales pages done. This one here, as far as the logos, they are much better, but I actually prefer this one because visually it's much more attractive. So now what I need to do is I need to think about what's the best, or I can generate another one, right? But what I'm looking for is, okay, if I want to do this super fast, what is the best use case? And here visually, which is what I want to go for, this one is much better, more captivating. The AI page is great. The balance between left side, right side, great. The guy is going in the bowl, great. The only thing is that I prefer this bowl because there's a lot, the logos are a lot better. So if I would make the decision, I would go for this one. So I would just download it. But if you want to do something else or a different one, this one is also not bad. This one is also quite okay. This one is creepy. This one is okay. AI, but it looks like Photoshop. This one is creepy. This one is also quite okay. But let's go ahead and go back here and then run again while we have the hooks. So design a sales page that looks like a 5K custom build in an afternoon with zero design background. Okay, that's not bad. You pick the template in 5 minutes, then spend 5 hours fixing hierarchy and mobile, and it still looks like a template. And then you go for the curiosity. The reason your pages look fine but never premium has nothing to do with your designs. It's the tool doing the designing. So you have all these different once, and you can just go ahead and choose it, or you can go for there. So 5, 13, and 19. Let's go ahead and for 5. Same offer, same copy. I'll change the design. Conversion jumped. I don't like that. It was 13, right? 13 and 19. So 13. I've designed X funnels, the biggest jump in how premium they look. Okay, so I also don't like that one because it's not about that. You need to be a designer to build good-looking pages. Lie. You need right tool. Okay, so this is better. But yeah, so I like this one actually. But instead of behind the curtain, I can say the exact iframe I use to make sales pages look built, workflow I built, and then behind the curtain scenes, for example. I like this one. I will use this one, for example. Okay, so you pick the one that you like, and the main goal is like, do I understand very quickly what this is about? The exact AI plus design framework I use to make sales pages. Okay, 2 seconds. I understand it. Okay, so then you just write the post. And then if you want a CTA, you can ask it for a CTA. Okay, so comment list and I'll send you the design framework. Amazing, right? Cool. So then here I use the other image and edit, combine it, and voila, you have the two most important things. You are having much better qualified leads because your hooks are a lot more on point. They share the main meaning that you need. Okay, so in these specific cases, I'm attracting people that want to build sales pages with AI, and they want it to look good. Amazing. It can be funnel builders, can be whatever. Depends. If you want to be more specific, I could say something. The exact AI plus design frameworks I recommend any funnel builder to use to build amazing sales pages. I just added funnel builder into it, and now it's more specific for funnel builders. Okay, so this is very, very important to at least get this part. There's ways to make them higher converting, better, or whatever, but this doesn't need to be like super engineered. It needs to have the main message, and these prompts help you with that. And then here, it's just about the image. So the best AI for sales pages. Okay, not bad. I prefer the other one, the best AI for sales pages. This one, I like it. I actually prefer this one. The other one on the left side is better. The background of the other one is better, but the bowl here is better. So now I just go ahead and I understand which one I prefer. So I'm going to add this one here, that one there, and then I'm going to see, okay, which one do I like the most? And this is something like it needs to be in a split second. So which one do you guys like the most? Left or right? Okay, so I prefer the one on the right. The image, the letters are much better. The bowl, it's much better on the left. So in these specific cases, I'm going to go for the left because if I was choosing the letters for design, I would go for the right. But the one on the left has the best AI for sales pages. That's good. And has a better bowl. So there we go. I'm going to be using this one, and voila, the entire prompt, the entire sequence is done. Of course, this is a 30-minute video because I have explained this, but you can do this realistically in like 10-15 minutes. This part you can make it much, much faster, and then you can add your own copy if you want to, and you are good to go. So have an amazing day. Subscribe if you're watching on my YouTube. Follow if you're watching on Facebook. Drop a comment if you have any questions. And if you want the prompts, they should be around somewhere, depending on when you're watching this. Or just join my email newsletter, and I send this stuff there as well. Cheers.